G'day guys, this is episode 6, Winfield Cup 9, Panasonic Cup 2 review. How'd everyone go? Interesting round that one. A couple of cracking scores and some big scores in our competition this week. We went up 80 points on average as a whole, around 80 points, and we slipped down the league ranking in saying that back to 2,363. So I think as a whole, the whole competition in NRL Supercoach had pretty high scores. Teddy Leilua were the big ones, and we'll talk about them a bit later. They're sort of sorting itself out a bit, I dare say. In the Classic after 4 rounds, and we've got 7 rounds in the draft. So let's get into it. And, start off with the whinging Poms getting towed up by the Sleven Doves, 983 to 1256, a big score there from Sleven. There, Sharkies are back, 1188, defeating the Peptides, 933. Dorko Salamanca, 1128, defeated by Menai Mavericks, 1135. Now that's just unlucky, getting over 1100 points and getting beaten by 7 points. I could just see your head. He'll be fuming. Oh man. Kappa's rules okay. 997 defeats Riddler All Stars 790 in a low scoring match. The Gazelle 1046 defeated by Laney's Lunatics 1245. That's a big score, that 1245. 1200's Sleeve and Laney's. G-Bang Dragons defeating the Sloppy Dogs, again unlucky there, 1134 to Sloppy Dogs 1110. Silverwater Warriors in probably the game of the round, defeated by Men of Steel, 1022 to 1062. The Pelicans being Barbara Schnoz in what I thought was a bit of an upset after Barbara Schnoz was going gangbusters at the start of the year, 1107 to 946. NFI 1192 defeated hard the fuck up 1121. We finally won one, defeated by Blindsided, 2 of the heavyweights so far, and Blindside gets the first blood there. 1007 to 1066. So we go over to the competition, and we'll look at the top 8 like we always do. And Blindsided has just got clear of the competition now on 8 points. First place, up 1. Laney's Lunatics up 5 places to 2 after his win. Sharkies are back on 3rd, but up 6 places to join the guys in the 8, also in the 4. Menai Mavericks up 1 to 4th, and that everyone's on 6 down to 8th spot anyway. So we're going to see Peptides, who's down 4, Men of Steel at 6th. We finally won one, down 4 to 7, and Sleven Doves poked his head into the 8. Just scraped in there on points difference with his big win and gets himself 8th spot. It's looking pretty tight. I can say 9th is on 6th as well, and then it goes down to 4. And down the bottom 3 still haven't got off the market after 4 rounds. Dorko Salamanca, the Gazelle, and Riddler All Stars. So that's just unlucky there, guys. Again, Tuco, very unlucky. So it's not taking shape, I suppose. It's pretty tight. So we'll see after the next round. I'll do a little bit of I don't do it normally, but I'll do a bit of a review on next round. I'll pick out one game to watch, and I reckon next week we finally won one versus Barbara Schnoz will be one to look at. One of those guys will be losing 2 in a row. It's just one to look at. I was watching Men of Steel and Silverwater Raiders. I was watching that over the week. It was tight. It was up and down every night, but it was interesting to see who got on top. And I reckon whoever had Tedesco as their captain or Leilua, which I dare say a few people would have done with those big scores, would have got the chocolates in most head-to-head battles. Okay, we go over to the draft, and things are again, up and down in the draft too. People winning and losing. No real form as such. So we go. The Pelicans 769 defeated Laney's 636. By the way, Laney's Aiden Sears is your captain. You've got Jack DeBellin in there, as well as a couple of others in there that I saw that got good points for you. That's what lost it for you. I would have been gone if you had someone else. But anyway, you had your reasons. Harden to fuck up. 8-11 defeats Fluffy Nuffies 751. NFI 930 defeats G-Bang Dragons in a big upset 844. Men of Steel defeated by Sloppy Dogs 708 to 794. And Cabless Rules okay with a big score for drafts. 1,024 defeats the Gazelle, who can't take a trick, 848. And Gazelle would have only been beaten by one other person in that competition. One other. So he can't take a trick. He really can't. Down there on the bottom. So we go to get the G-Bang Dragons and the Pelicans on top of the table, 1 and 2 on 10 points. Men of Steel, Harden the fuck up, Sloppy Dogs and Cabless Rules okay, all on 8. Then we have NFI and Fluffy Nuffies rounding out the 8 on NFI on 6 and Fluffy Nuffies on 4. Then Laney's and the Gazelle 9th and 10th on 4 points, just outside that. There is a top 8 in this comp. I know there's only 10 guys, so yeah, so there's a top 8. So G-Bang just getting out there again. I saw, we'll get to later, bit of a team trade there that probably went his way. We'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, so we'll go back. We'll talk about points, and again, you need 1,000 points to win. There's only 8 teams who are averaging that at the moment on points, and they're generally sort of up in the top half of the competition. So you got Blindsided with on the 1-1. Sharkies are back. Harden the fuck up. Barber Schnoz, Laney's Lunatics, and the Pelicans averaging 1,000 per round. Oh, and NFI, sorry. NFI is now averaging 1,000 a round, just scraped in there. So, I mean, apart from, if you can get over 1,000 points, I think you're struggling, but put your opinions down in the comments below. Ranked by total points, Blindsided's going really well, and the overall rank is in 1,278, so that's the highest guy at the moment. Going really well there, Adam. Pecker's going unreal. So, yeah, we'll get on with who bombed out and who is absolutely on fire, and Corey Norman. Cabless was okay. Texted me on the other day, blowing up. I agree with him, mate. You need him for the buys, I dare say, but he is killing me at the moment. Might just keep him on the bench and bring someone else in. He's just gone off since he played the Dragons. He's just gone off. I don't know if he's injured, but yeah, he's just getting 20s and 30s. Just not good enough. Teddy and Leilua and Turbo, they're your big boys at the moment. Going really well. Really big scores. I think I said in my bold statement, Leilua would have ton up. I was 8 points off that prediction, so not bad considering Tulko's normal statements, and we're going to get into that right now. Tulko's bold statement of the week, and I've got some lead-in music. Yes, so that will be his leading music for the segment from now on in. We needed something for him. And this week he's got the Roosters and Dragons, 20 all, in the Anzac Day clash. The closest they got to a draw was when Dragons scored 2 tries in 2.5 minutes to win the game. That was the closest I've ever seen back in 11. That was a cracking game. So, including extra time, 20-all. Knights to belt the Cowboys. That's a betting, man. Now's the time to get in the Knights. That's not a bad call. Good roll of the dice. Crocker to score a hat trick. Yeah, could do. I mean, Leilua and the other side's been going. The right side's been going well for the Raiders, but yeah, why not? So there is 3 bold statements of the week. But over to our Facebook page, and some sledging from Silverwater Raiders there, which is good. It's a bit of a backhanded compliment. Doing well, mate. Show me coaching is spot on as your league organisation. Thanks for that. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the league and the webcasts. But mate, it's getting there. We're getting there. It's a long season ahead. Thanks for the Sloppy Dogs for putting them the rankings out. If you can do that, chuck them on. I think that's is that for draft? Let me know. I've sort of assumed that was draft, and gave the NFI a bit of a sledge there with his ranking possibly being unseeded. But I dare say he's got his competition up and running after the win on the weekend. A lot of conspiracy theories. It was good chat. That's what I do. I put ideas out there, and you guys can debate them. All valid points, really. But I couldn't be bothered trying to do team trades to get myself a few bucks later on. It's against the spirit of it, obviously. But it's up to everyone. But what they want to do, it's going to get tough through those bye rounds in the draft. It's going to get really tough. So I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it's going to be a good challenge. G-Bank and the Sloppy Dogs had a trade. He traded out Pierce, and he pumps out 98. I forgot to actually add into him being on fire this week, but that's just G-Bank laughing. Could see him laughing at that. Did he even play him? That's it. I didn't check G-Bank's. Let us know, G-Bank, if he did play him. But yeah, that's just unlucky. But Tagorangi, he's already been picked up, but he might be a good buy. He's been playing OK recently for Para. He's doing something. Corey Norman's doing nothing. Perfect Day, only got 1, I think. After losing Sam Burgess out, boy corner, I just gave it up. But I think I got 1 this week. In the perfect 8. So basically, sorry, I was just reading what was on the Facebook page. Yes, keep your replies coming through, guys. If you want me to add anything, by all means. And hopefully we get some good scores this week. It's going to be a bit of an interesting week. Especially with the I'm looking forward to the Dragons Roosters. Really, I'm going to watch it down here in Melbourne. Get a pub down the road plays me rugby league, so it's not hard to get down here in Melbourne. So good luck, guys, and talk to you next week.